It's been many years for some of us. First timers for two people. I'm your host, Luke. Welcome to Iron Guyz, where we talk everything ball. I am joined by my Pod One's co-host, Hereth. We've got George and we've got Ryan. If you've seen the videos before, you know who I root for. I like the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Funny thing about both of those teams is that Nebraska can be compared to the Dallas Cowboys in the 1990s, and the Chiefs at 0-2 thought we would not be a contender, but here we are 2-2. There we go. That's my thing. Hereth.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Hereth. I am both a University of Washington fan, so bow down, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, so fire them cannons. I get to talk about that every single where I go, whether a community event, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's here, whether it's IRL. They're like, why the fuck are you both a Buccaneers fan and a UW fan? And I'm like, I grew up in Washington. I saw them on Sunday night. I said, that's my NFL team.
Yeah. I mean,
you literally had the Seahawks.
Yeah, and I said, nah.
They're right there, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
I watched the Buccaneers destroy them in 2008, and I said, that's my team, you know?
You know, hey, and you
Chips
know what?
go, cannons go burr, okay?
Somebody's got to be different here. You know what? And that's fine. That's fine. George.
Yeah, I'm George Poulos, one of the original co-hosts of the Iron Guyz podcast, circa 2018, I think. Yeah. I am also a diehard Nebraska fan. Me and Lucas are both from Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah, it's hit or miss. I mean, it hurts sometimes so much, but you know, we're getting there.
Hurts the last 10 years, dude.
We're getting there, man. I am unfortunately also a Chicago Bears fan, and that is even worse. I'm praying that the McCaskies get a terrible disease and just die off, because they're ruining the most beautiful franchise in the history of the National Football League. Quick little fact about me. I work for one of the biggest brokerage firms in America. So this is going to be a fun little side piece to hang out with everybody and hopefully talk some good ball. So yeah, thanks for having me.
It's good to have you back, buddy. Ryan.
So my name's Ryan. I am primarily an LSU fan and a New Orleans Saints fan, and I'm currently shopping for brown paper bags to put over my face, as well as slowly hopping on the Fire Brian Kelly train.
Dude, that train should have been going a long time ago, man.
We can talk more about that when we get to LSU Ole Miss, but
yeah, I think I think winning that first game is gonna keep him from getting fired. To be honest with you,
looks like a 500 team right now.
They don't look good. I can tell you that right now. No, all right. Speaking of college recap, it's week 5 of college football, week 4 of NFL. Hereth, I mean, what happened to Washington?
Dude,
I mean, they granted they played the number 1 team in the country. So like it's hard to really like and this is what I'll say when like comparing it to Nebraska. Mm-hmm. Whenever we've played a number 1 team at home, it's pretty pumped. It's pretty, but it's like you're playing the number 1 team and you're already like 5 steps behind.
Yeah, like talk about the ultimate definition of a tease. It was that first 2 quarters of the game. You're like, man, Washington's really in this game. Oh my God, we're at 3-0 and we're still holding them. And then a minute 50 seconds comes, and then Ohio State just strikes for the touchdown, and you just knew, oh, here we go. Ohio State just got all the momentum back, and then the game just got out of control from there. Jordan Coleman could not retain any yards. Desmond Williams was not really on his game. He couldn't get Boston going. It was just really the run game, and then once Ohio State figured that out, it was just game over from there. So it's the ultimate definition of a tease. Washington will be fine in the long term, but it just kind of felt like that. Shit, here we go again. Type of game.
I mean, and to be honest, that's kind of how Nebraska has felt. Nebraska hasn't got up for that. Here's the thing: we lost 2 weeks ago against Michigan. Didn't look good. but it's like you gotta get to that point.
I believe we're 0-29 against ranked opponents.
We don't talk about that. That's like you know the song "We Don't Talk About Bruno." We don't talk about we don't talk about
our L's.
We don't talk
except on this podcast where we're all going to talk about our L's.
We got to talk about it, man. Like, you got to be able to win those games, man. The one loss stuff. Like, I mean, it's painful.
Yeah,
I get it.
I mean, honestly, I think the best part, the positive outlook for UW, definitely for you guys, is your quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's really he's done pretty well up until that Ohio State game, and you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. And I feel like Ryan can like look at that a little bit with playing in the SEC, where it's every week. Like when you had Jaden Daniels, you're like, holy fuck, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's balling, but they're still losing games. It's like it doesn't make sense. I mean, Ryan, for you, 2019 was like, holy fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
We can talk more about that when we get to the Ole Miss game as well. But yeah,
but I think that should be a good segue into Ole Miss LSU since we're already kind of there.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, so like I said in the intro, I'm slowly hopping on that fire Brian Kelly train. I never hated the guy. I did think he was kind of weird, but
cringe is the word that I would like to use.
Yeah, but like with LSU right now, it's like I would say we have a decent to good offense, but we have just no good defense.
Which is interesting because they were all talking about after that Clemson game. Holy shit!
But then after you see Clemson in a couple weeks, over the next couple weeks, it's like, yeah, no, we just got lucky.
I think Will Weeks should get a new girlfriend.
We can talk about that. We can talk about how petty Lane Kiffin was.
He had the best opportunity, and this man is throwing up on the field.
So about that, I don't know. So I saw a tweet.
Oh no!
I kind of wrote it down, but like, somebody took the video from the Skycam of him throwing up, and it was like, man, what did Lane Kiffin's daughter give to Whit Weeks? And Lane Kiffin at like 2 a.m. in the morning just responded with tempo.
You know what? You know what's funny, right? Whenever Nebraska has had their job opening, I have always said that we should get Lane.
Yeah.
Here's why. His dad actually played, he played at Nebraska.
And then he
coached at Nebraska during the 80s and 90s. He was the offensive line coach, offensive line or defensive line. But he was born in Lincoln. So he's technically from Nebraska. And he's always like when his dad passed away, was it last year? Like Tom Osborne went down. I thought the funeral was in Nebraska for some reason, but I don't think that's right. But like he's had ties to Lincoln. Like there have been like if Matt Rule ever decided to like, hey, I'm gone, my first call, I'd be throwing all my money at Lane Kiffin because that guy knows how to recruit. He knows how to get around, like he knows how to connect with the younger players. He knows how to be cool. Whereas in Ryan's retrospect, Brian Kelly tries to be cool, but he just looks like
what was that recruitment video from a couple years ago?
Oh my God,
the TikTok,
or when he got hired and he went to the basketball game and did the Southern accent.
The Southern kid, yeah. There's one of being just like corny and like, you know,
or the
like
Barstool clip.
Like, it's getting
or how about if you guys have watched the Netflix SEC football, we're here doing the same thing again, and he's pounding the desk like he's a 5-year-old that got his candy taken away on Halloween.
Well, the joke here now is, so like I read the college football subreddits during games that I watch. And so like I was reading the LSU one, and it was like everybody said, "So wow, I can't wait to see Brian Kelly's next blow up during the press conference of reasons why they lost."
That person's not wrong. That's a good take. That's a solid take, right?
Well, like, and here's my other thing. Like, I knew Brian Kelly was a fucking fraud the year that that Manti Te'o Notre Dame defense came in and was the number one team, and then Bama boat raced them in that national championship in 2013 or 2013. No, it was
2012 season. 2013 was when the game was played.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it was. I was a senior in high school. Holy shit, I'm dating myself. But no, it's like, and here's the thing. I want to love LSU. I actually really do like LSU's colors. I like their stadium. I like the vibe that LSU brings, because like, honestly, Ryan, like being from Omaha, LSU would be in the College World Series every year. And whenever we would tailgate, we go up and tailgate, and they are the best type of people.
That's a second home stadium for us for baseball. It's Omaha.
Yeah, literally at this point.
Yeah, it's great. It's fun when LSU wins games. So it's like seeing that and then have a cringy coach. I'm just like, I would have rather if you guys kept
Yeah, let's get Ed back, dude. Let's get Ed back. Let's get him with his shirt off, and he just coaches with just his shirt off.
And I think the issue is that LSU fans are too spoiled from over the past 20 years. So the moment that a coach has like one or two back-to-back rough seasons, it's like, all right, time to fire him. But then a couple of years later, they're like, man, why did we fire him?
Am I wrong? But I feel like that's an SEC thing. Like, Auburn, when Gus Malzahn was winning 8-9 games a year, every year it's like, oh, we're going to fire him. And then he goes 10-2 or whatever. Yeah. I might be wrong on that, but it just seems to be the theme down south.
I mean, look at Sam Pittman at Arkansas.
Yeah.
Like, guy had a good, solid 2 really big wins. He had that win against Tennessee, which, by the way, is Nico I can't ever pronounce his name. Is Nico even that good? Look at LSU. Look at UCLA.
Doesn't look like
they are awful. Mm-hmm. Awful. Like, it goes to show you, like, hey, in this day and age, at least from what I can speak for Nebraska, NIL has made the playing field so much more even. Mm-hmm. Like, you're seeing it. Ohio State wins the national championship last year, and then Michigan wins it the year before. It's like these Big Ten teams are starting to catch up to the SEC, and I think there's a reason for it, and this is why I love college football. And this is why I wanted to bring Ryan on specifically, because he gives a different perspective of the SEC. And it's so interesting. But Ryan, who is your favorite LSU player?
Ooh.
Like of all time, like all time.
I mean, so one of the Trendon Holiday pops up to mind, just because 5'4", like shortest guy in the SEC, but also the fastest guy in the SEC. Tyrann Mathieu up there. Skylar Green, the wide receiver from, I think, the national championship year, or maybe the year after the national championship year. Those are just names that I remember growing up with. And I would go like to the one game a year that we got to go to, and I would always hear from the PA.
That's cool. God damn. So how is Death Valley at night? Is it really like that crazy?
Oh yeah. So I got the 2 games that I can remember going to. 2005, Les Miles' first year. We played Auburn. Yeah. I think it was we either won in single overtime or double overtime. It was the quietest and loudest that I ever heard Death Valley over the course of a 5-second span, because Auburn kicked the field goal in overtime to tie it, but they doinked it. You can hear the doink briefly, and then the stadium went nuts. I was maybe like 9 years old. And then the next game I can remember is the Tennessee game in like 2010 or 2011, where there was like Tennessee they put too many players on the field at the last second.
Oh, yes.
I was at that game.
Yes.
Yeah. I can also remember walking out of the stadium, hearing all the LSU fans doing the fire Les Miles chant after that game, even after we won. Oh, that was when the clock management stuff started to pop up.
Which is it. Les Miles, bless his heart. I love the guy. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny because I texted George this when Oklahoma State had fired Mike Gundy. I said, do you remember the last coach that coached Oklahoma State before Mike Gundy?
I couldn't remember. Like I didn't even think about
Miles.
it. Yeah,
it was Les Miles. Yeah. I go, holy shit! I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all. Mm-hmm. Like I remember very because Nebraska at the point was in the Big 12, and It's very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. All right. That's the Huskers did not play last week, so me and George will that's going to be it for our favorite teams recap. Now let's go around the nation. Other big college football games from week 5 that were noticeable. George, you got Virginia upsets Florida State in OT.
Dude, I don't know what to make of this game. I was at so my coworkers have a volleyball league, so we were there watching the game here sporadically, and I kept looking at it. I'm like, okay, yeah, Virginia's there. All right, cool. Go play a set or whatever, and then come back, and I'm like, it's overtime. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, since when has the Virginia Cavaliers, no offense to the Virginia folks out there, but if you're not Virginia Tech, you kind of suck, right? Like, historically. I'm sorry, but it's true. Like, we can pull up the stats. Like, I don't even, like, their all-time records got to be like 500. Like, there's no way. And it just seemed like all the hype with Florida State just kind of died off. Like, I think that they exposed Gus Malzahn's offense. I think they exposed Castellanos. When he could not run, he got completely exposed. You contain him, he doesn't know what to do. Nebraska did that last year in the bowl game, right? Because he played against us when he was at Boston College. He's not a threat if he can't run. So, I mean, they just – and I don't know much about Virginia, but the offense looked great. Maybe every squirrel finds a nut kind of thing. But man, I was not expecting that.
I will say this from a Husker standpoint. When we lost Tony White, I was very, very worried. Very, very, very worried. We started losing guys left and right. A lot of them went to Florida State. And like that first week, I thought Alabama was dead. I thought they were dead to rights. And it just goes to show you every week something new comes up. Any team can be beaten. Any team can do those shots. But like when I watched when I wasn't even paying attention, it was a Friday night game. Think about that. It's like it's a Friday night game. Like
I was watching high school football, and I think the game ended right when I walked out. And like my little brother showed me like the clip of like this team, the student section storming the field.
Oh, yeah. By the way. Go right.
Yeah. Did we ever find out if the Florida State wide receiver is okay after getting swallowed by the student?
Holy shit! That was the craziest storm the field I've ever seen.
I will say this. I want storming the fields. I think storming the field. The fact that the SEC finds, I understand it's a hazard. I get it, but
I still think there should be like a set timer for the players and refs to get off the field at least.
Yeah. To get off safely.
I would say that, but like nothing's better than you beating either your rival or a team that you were not supposed to beat, and you just storm the fuck out of that
let's be fair to the University of Virginia's fans here. They're not very used to storming the field, so they're new to this. We got to give them a little leeway
the field at the beginning of the season after winning their first game in 1,000 days. Like, it was only maybe like 600 or 700 students, but hey, they stormed the
president at the 50-yard line before the school year. All right, guys, this is how you do it. We might not do it this year, and we might not do it your whole time here at this great university, but there's a way to do it.
I will say this. I think that it's very, very ironic that, at least and this is looking at it from a Nebraska standpoint, Tony White's defense is good. Terrence Knighton is a good defensive line coach, but it's very inconsistent. Like, their defense is okay. It's not great. In my opinion, I don't think Tony White should have left. I think he would be better here than he would back home, than back at Florida State. But I feel like he's itching for that UCLA job. I think that he needed to prove that he could do it at a different conference, the SEC or the ACC, at Florida State. It's not just I can turn around Nebraska's defense. I can turn around Florida State's defense. There's my prove it moment, because his alma mater is UCLA. He played at UCLA. He was a GA at UCLA. So that job's open. It would not surprise me if he was on that short list. But again, like, honestly, it doesn't surprise me because Florida State always has a letdown game.
Mm-hmm.
Every year they do. They lose to a team that they shouldn't, and it's like, okay, it's not really surprising because it's Florida State. The last time any of us and anybody remembers them being, I mean, they had that season 2 years ago where they went undefeated and missed the college football playoff. Outrageous. They would have made it in this year's format, in the last 2 years format. But like Jameis Winston, how long ago was that? Think about that.
11 years ago.
Last year, the BC.
Florida State hasn't recovered from losing Jimbo Fisher, and they're just
them
now
W's.
starting to get back. Yeah, they're just starting to get that back. And here's the thing, Ryan. It does with all of this realignment. If Miami and Florida State and Clemson said, "Fuck the ACC, we're going either Big Ten, SEC," where do you think that they would go?
Good question.
Can I just say neither? Just because I don't want them to. These conferences are getting way too big.
That
I agree.
We're losing the point. They're losing their purpose.
That's fair.
It's just wherever the money
I agree
is.
with that.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
is-
It's money. It's TV deals. It's exposure. It's I get it, but like, fans are getting
At some
upset
point,
that
it's gotta
you're
be
not getting
North versus South.
Yeah, like these teams.
At that point,
If you keep stacking these conferences, it's only going to be harder for your teams to see success. And I don't understand why these other schools, because these have to be approved by, I'm pretty sure, by the university presidents and
directors.
ADs.
Mhm.
Yep.
I don't know why. I mean, I get it; it's money, but at the same time, you keep letting in these bigger schools into your conference. It just
You're making it harder for you.
you're
to
making
get
it
to that
harder
point,
long term.
which makes me believe that they're eventually going to make it in. That they're going to make the playoff into like a 24-team playoff.
I know FCS does it, but FCS also plays like 1 or 2 less games in the season. They don't have conference
Mhm.
championship games, like they don't.
which you would potentially have to do that, right? Like,
Yeah.
there has to be something.
Yeah.
To change.
I don't necessarily hate the way college football is now, but I also am like, damn, I wish we were playing. From a Nebraska standpoint, I wish we were playing Texas every year. I wish we were playing Missouri every year. I wish we were playing Oklahoma every year, Colorado. Like those are the rivalries that me and George grew up on. Like those were the main stakes. Whereas I feel like, at least for you, Ryan, LSU is Bama,
Bama,
Auburn.
Arkansas, and maybe either Ole Miss or Auburn.
or Auburn, yeah. And it's like, I feel like the SEC got I don't know, because the SEC and the Big Ten are very similar. The Big Ten has more of a reach, but like adding Texas and Oklahoma was huge for the SEC.
I will say now that we're going to a 9-game schedule, so the SEC just released the schedules for next year, and we're starting to do 3 permanent teams on a 4-year rotation,
which is good.
Well, some of it doesn't make sense. Like Texas A&M and Arkansas aren't playing, and that's a big rivalry. LSU Alabama is not a guaranteed game now over these next 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, some of these like don't make. Yeah, some of these just don't. They definitely based it off a region
Instead of,
but like you still kind of, some of them just still don't make sense.
no, I
Because you miss out on
Removing LSU Alabama is insane.
Yeah, it's like it's not a guarantee. And I had to go back and look at the schedules. I know LSU posted theirs.
I'd be like, no,
Alabama wasn't the permanent team for those 4 years. Like it wasn't. They weren't one of the 3 teams that LSU would play for sure.
That's kind of crazy, but also at the same point, like it would make sense. Like, let's say LSU just goes on a run and Bama's there. They don't play Bama that year. But like, then again, like
I think we did get rid of the East and West division. So I think it's literally just the top 2 teams in the conference.
Which is how it should be. You gotta beat the best to get to that point.
Yeah.
And I think that in the words of SEC and Big Ten, that's how it's going to be the next couple of years.
You know, I'm going to drop an unpopular opinion because Luke and I have talked about this at length. Like when UW was in Oregon, were like poised to to the Big Ten. Everyone in Washington was like, no, keep the Pac-12, keep the Pac-12. This is where it's at. Hot take. I kind of prefer Washington in the Big Ten because we keep our rivalries, but we also get to jump in with the other big fishes. And it also puts a national stage on Washington. So players get drafted more often to the NFL. Look at like Rome Odunze, Michael Penix. Yes, we were a great team that year. But like beyond that, like we're starting to see the Washington boom a little bit with the Big Ten.
Trent McDuffie, which was also part of the Pac-12 part. But I 100% agree with you. Joining the Big Ten was so good for Oregon, USC, UCLA, and Washington, because now they can go and tell recruits in Missouri or in Ohio that, hey, we're going to possibly play there once every 4 years, and you get a chance to play at home. Whereas I feel like, Ryan, for recruiting for at least LSU, you guys don't recruit, like you guys get guys in Louisiana and the surrounding South. Yeah. So that pitch is kind of different, right?
Yeah, I mean, the farthest we may recruit that I've noticed is maybe like Florida, maybe a transfer from like a Big Ten or, a Big 12 or something like that. But like, it's a lot of homegrown talent, local talent.
For sure. And that's kind of the selling point for Nebraska, is that we can go everywhere. Mm-hmm. Like we can go, we play UCLA this year. We go and play in Rutgers in 2 years. We go and play in Penn State this year. Like that's recruiting wise. But speaking of Penn State, the biggest game of the week, or second biggest game of the week, along with Ryan's game, Oregon holds off Penn State in overtime. Man, is Dan Lanning on coke? Like that.
Hey, you know what? I don't care. He wins. Who cares? Let him do the coke he wants.
He does. But like coming in, the narrative was, all right, James Franklin has to win this game. Like they haven't beat a ranked opponent in a while. They need to get this done.
Last ranked opponent they beat was Boise State last year.
And Dan Lanning just said, nah, that's not going to happen. And they came out and they punched him in the face. Like, I will give. Is Drew Aller that good at quarterback?
Drew Aller's trash.
He's okay. He's okay. He's not. He's gonna get the job done. For as much as Dylan Raiola gets the shit for being like Patrick Mahomes, Drew Aller should be in the same boat. Boy wears 15, has the headband, and plays quarterback. Like,
his
come on.
pigmentation's a little bit different, but yeah, we'll roll.
Is Mahomes like in college? Like, you know how like for a while, like people would like try to emulate Peyton Manning. Is that just now Mahomes?
So
yeah.
Dylan gets it a little bit more. Well, Dylan gets it a little bit more because he works out with the same throwing coach that Mahomes does.
Yeah,
they're friends in a way like an older brother is to a younger brother. That's kind of how that relationship is between those two. Believe it or not. Yeah, it's very.
But like also Raiola does like also like the same celebrations and like same run out. Yeah. You're just like, dude, like make your own game.
Here's the thing. Nobody said a goddamn word when Kobe was emulating Jordan. As long as you win, nobody cares.
I mean, you got a point there.
Oh, yeah. You go back and look at highlights. He does like a turnaround jumper just like Jordan.
A turnaround,
He emulated Jordan to a T.
I would say techniques are different than celebrations and like walkouts.
I mean,
that's fair. That's very fair.
I'm just gonna defend my boy. I don't care. I will die on this hill. But anyway, Oregon. I mean, from a standpoint from everybody else, what is your take on Oregon? I think Oregon has a really solid defense. They have a good offense with Dante Moore. He throws the ball. He doesn't turn the ball over.
Quarterback in the country right now.
I would tend to agree. Ryan, your thoughts on this game?
I'm going to be honest. I actually didn't really watch much of this game.
Damn.
Yeah.
Putting you on the hot seat.
Wasn't this a night game?
Yes, it was the night game. White out. Honestly, I think Happy Valley and Death Valley would be my top two. I want to go see a game.
Mm-hmm.
I'd want to go to a whiteout at Penn State.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It is electric. That place looked electric as hell. They need to find ways to win. And I have a feeling this is my doomsday They fire Franklin. Rule takes the job at Penn State, and then I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
I could see it, man. Dude, alma mater. I mean,
he played there. He played for Joe Paterno. He's very, very much a Penn Stater, so that's my only big thing. Hereth, did you watch this game?
No, I didn't watch this game. I watched a little bit of
nice.
Look, I'm a
it.
Washington fan. I hate fucking Oregon with all my guts. Like how Michigan fans are about Ohio State. That's how I am about Oregon.
I hope that Oregon and Washington keep playing at the end of the year. I think that is a rivalry that needs to be enhanced by the Big Ten because it's fun. It's been fun the last 2 or 3 years. They've been close games. When Kalen DeBoer was there, Washington would get Oregon's number. It was wild. George, your take on this game?
Yeah, so I mean, it was a snooze fest for the first.
It was
3.5 quarters.
3.5 quarters.
Yeah, it was 3-3 for a long time. It just seemed like a defensive stalemate. Oregon, I think Dante Moore really, to my hot take, Dante Moore just is cool as they come.
Mm-hmm.
He just did not react to anything. He was patient. Penn State made it very interesting, but Penn State's going to, they're going to die on that sword of the run game. When the run game didn't work, we saw how good Drew Aller was, and spoiler, it was terrible, dude. Some of these throws, I'm like, and the decisions, he had so much time back there. That was the big story. Oregon could not rush the passer in that game. He was sitting back there, but none of the receivers could get open.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
tough. It was tough. But that wasn't the only big game that night, Ryan. Alabama upsets Georgia. You being the resident SEC and Bama hater, how is this? How is
I'll join
this?
that club with you, Ryan.
I'll join you too. DeBoer leaving.
Yeah, that's a little bit tougher. But what is it like when you watch Alabama the first week? You're like, finally.
Yeah. They're back to being bad. Yeah. It's funny because, we talked about earlier, Virginia upsetting Florida State, and that kind of redefined how Florida State was, which in retrospect kind of redefined Alabama even more. And then they beat Georgia the next day. It's like, okay, well, we really don't know what the hell we're talking about or what to think.
Yeah.
I think Georgia kind of blew it on a lot. There was a lot of overthrown passes. Failing to convert on fourth down. There was a stupid, unnecessary roughness right at the end of the game that I don't think that really affected much, but just stupid decisions. There was one play I was watching the highlights. Into the first half, Alabama lines their offensive tackle as a receiver, throws
Caden
the
Proctor.
screen,
Proctor,
6'7", 366 pounds, and just runs over both his teammates and any defensive players in his way to get 12 or 13 yards. And I thought that was incredible.
Yeah. So funny story. Caden Proctor, actually from Iowa. He was the kid that when DeBoer first came in, he said, "Nah, fuck this. I'm gonna go back home." So he committed to Iowa. He went to the transfer portal, committed to Iowa. Was there for a semester. Worked out. Said, "Nah, Iowa ain't winning any games. Fuck this. I'm going back to Bama." And it's worked out for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's played really, really well as their left tackle. Nebraska actually has their backup left tackle. And we'll kind of get into that when we start talking Nebraska, Michigan State later. But it's that Bama game. They came out. It's the narrative's been Kalen DeBoer. When's he going to get fired? When's he going to get fired? He doesn't know how to. He's not Nick Saban, and I think it's hard. And I guess Ryan, you can relate to this. But having had Nick Saban as your head coach, going to a different person like Les Miles, not as much as a tempered change, but I feel like Kalen DeBoer is a really good coach, and he's still trying to find his lane, his bearings after coming after the greatest college football coach of all time.
Look, to quote Rich Eisen, you don't want to be the guy after the guy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's a tough way to see it, but like Georgia and Kirby Smart had every opportunity to win that game, and Gunnar Stockton, who had been looking solid this year, just missed throws. Very undercharacteristic. Didn't really get the ball out as quick as he did. I mean, he looked great when they played against Tennessee 2 weeks ago, and it's very, very interesting to see Georgia kind of lose that game, and that's the one team that Kirby Smart, he's 1-8 against Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one team that he just can't beat consistently.
Hey, that one win is the national championship, though. And that's all that matters.
It's true.
That is true. And it was against Saban. So that is a big feather in his cap. But it's like with college football again, the talent is being spread out now. You're not getting all of these super teams to where they're 5 deep anymore. And I think it's making it more possible for an Alabama, a 16th ranked Alabama, to beat Georgia because they have those players. And I just think it was like overall this weekend was great. I mean, Hereth, you'll touch on Illinois, USC, and here's the thing: if USC didn't have a welcome to the Big Ten moment, that game on Saturday was a welcome to the Big Ten moment.
Yeah, can we talk about how crazy it is that Illinois was a top 5 viewed game? Like what? Like who could have seen that coming? And the fact that like USC scored a 2-point conversion like at the end, like to drive it, and then Illinois drove all the way downfield to kick a last-second field goal to win it. Like, is there anything better than a last-second field goal in college? Like just to nail the nail in the coffin, just to kill them?
No, absolutely not. And here's the thing. Brett Bielema, and this is, again, we've seen this. Me and George have seen this for years. He was the head coach at Wisconsin. The man knows how to win fucking football games. He runs the ball. He has great defense, and they just shut you down. They kill you with a million paper cuts, and that's how they do it. That's how Brett Bielema teams do it. They just know how to win. They know how to grind out wins. And USC just isn't adapting to the Big Ten as well. I would compare them to Nebraska when we joined the Big Ten. We weren't ready up front on either side of the ball. We still aren't. But like, it's funny because it's like USC should be able to win those games every year. Like it's USC. They have Southern California. They have good recruits. They have a top 10 recruiting class every year. Why aren't they getting it done? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Anybody have any other analysis to that one? Because it's like you can get the recruits, but like it's coaching when it comes down to it. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, just to talk about the Smash Mouth football. So the predecessor to Bielema at Wisconsin was Barry Alvarez.
Yep.
Barry Alvarez played at Nebraska in the 60s and played for Tom Osborne when he was an assistant coach. Right. So it's one of those things where it's like they are going to line up. You know exactly what's coming, and there's not a fucking thing you can do to stop it. And they couldn't. USC is not adapting well, and it was very clear that even though their quarterback is pretty damn good, they don't have the guys up front. They don't.
Yeah.
I feel like USC recruiting wise has always just been, all right, we need 1 or 2 or 3 bad motherfuckers and the rest will be fine. Like that's always just been their mantra recruiting wise.
No, yeah, for sure.
No, yeah. Go back to the Pete Carroll years, man. That was the blueprint, right?
No, for sure. Absolutely. Well, that's last week. Now let's get into this week, boys. Here's a pretty solid. It's not last week's slate, which I think was probably the best week that we will have of college football. I mean, sports wise, we had the Ryder Cup, we had ending of baseball season, we had the college football, NFL. But let's get into college football week 6. First game we're going to talk about Florida State again. They're going to be at Miami. The spread as of right now is Miami minus 4.5. Over under is 55.5. And money line Miami 184. I'll start. I'm taking Miami. I don't care. Miami looks good. They got Chamar Brown, who was the best FCS player last year. He won the equivalent of the Heisman Trophy at the FCS level. He played at North Dakota State, ran for 1,500 yards and I think 22 touchdowns last year. He's solid. Their defense is really good. Mario Cristobal knows how to win games like this. Florida State, after getting upset, might be a little bit frisky, but honestly, I'm taking Miami -4.5. I think they're going to probably cover. I think they might win by 10, honestly. This Miami team is looking really, really good. Ryan, what do you got?
I got Miami. I think Florida State got exposed last week. I don't think they recover. I got Miami.
Yeah. It's kind of just simple like that sometimes. George.
Yeah, after the Notre Dame game, Miami's my pick to win the Natty this year. They have probably the most athletic and biggest defensive line in the whole country. I think they're going to sack Castellanos like 6 times. Give me the U.
As a Husker fan, that is like sacrilegious.
I know it hurt, but
Hereth, what's your take?
I mean, I'm kind of just riding with the majority. I think Hurricanes money line -184, slamming that all day.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I know that they're going to win the game, so I kind of like sprinkling a little bit of that spread on there as well. Over under is 55.5. I think Miami's defense is just going to shut it down. I don't think if anything, I would take the under because I don't think Florida State's going to be able to put up points. Ryan, you get the Vandy game.
Okay, so I have a feeling we talked about this before we started the podcast that Hereth pointed out I had one out there pick. I'm assuming it's going to be this game right here because it's really after going through my list. This was the only one that I considered to be out there.
There's another one that wasn't the pick.
I have my notes. I don't know what it is.
We'll get to it when we get to the picks at the end.
Okay, that's fine. But I have Vanderbilt winning this one. I think. One, they beat Alabama last year. I think they are a better team this year. Game day is at Vanderbilt, Alabama, which I think is wild that game day is at a Vanderbilt game.
Yeah.
I think they get the over. Just in the past, like I'm looking, I have their schedule up now. Their offense, they've scored 125 points over the past 2 weeks. Mind you, Georgia State and Utah State, they've also given up 55 points. So while I think their offense is good, I think they're going to give up a lot of points against Alabama. I think they get the over. But yeah, I got Vanderbilt winning.
Are you taking them spread or are you taking the money line?
I'll take the money line. I'll be safe. I hate dealing with spreads, so I'll just do the money line.
Interesting. And that is
I go with money line every time. It's just easier.
That. I don't know because it's like. You set this game up, right? DeBoer, like, here's the problem. Alabama, like, under Nick Saban, Alabama would get up for this game. They blow this team out by 50 points. They would. And I don't know if that edge is going to be there for Bama.
Luke, I want to bring you back to last season. Vanderbilt over Alabama. When everyone was like, what the hell just happened? You had the famous Vanderbilt quotes going around. Like, come on, Luke. You can't just be like Alabama would walk over Vanderbilt.
Right,
we saw it last year.
Fine. Hold on. I think Alabama wins this game, but I do think that Vanderbilt covers that 10.5. I think I do agree, Ryan. I think the over is a pretty good play here as well at 56.5. Especially because I think Alabama can get caught sleeping sometimes, and Diego Pavia does move the needle. But yeah, I think that's a safe bet. I take the over and I take Vanderbilt plus 10.5. Hereth?
You already heard what I picked by like me leading you that direction. I'm going with Ryan here. I'm going Vanderbilt money line.
Oh wow, George, are you also going Vanderbilt?
I'm rolling with Bama, and the reason why is the fact that they lost last year. I think they want to make a statement. They just made a statement over Georgia, and plus, Kalen DeBoer might be fighting for his life here. He's going to have these boys ready. I think after the Florida State game, there was those stories coming out that guys were door dashing food at 2 a.m. or they were going out, there was girls in the room. I think that, the message has been hit from the boosters, from the president that we're going to win 10 or more or you're out. So I think they win by at least 2 touchdowns. I'm taking the spread straight up.
Nice. Diego Pavia makes a big difference though.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that the guy's a baller. He knows how to make plays. All right. So now we're going to talk about Nebraska versus Michigan State. Nebraska is favored by 10.5. Over under is 53.5. Nebraska money line is -465. I want to get Ryan's take on this game. What are you thinking about me and Georgia's Huskers as of late?
I mean, I haven't really heard anything about Michigan State. Am I bad in saying that?
No, I mean they fired Mel Tucker 2 years ago. But Michigan State played pretty well against USC. Came down to the wire. They lost by a touchdown. Their offense is okay. Their quarterback's done pretty well. He can give Nebraska fits, but that's pretty much all I can really say. They don't have a good pass rush, which I think will definitely play into Nebraska's hand. But I mean, looking at Nebraska from what I've been obviously from what I'm seeing, I'm surprised that it's -10.5. That line screams stay away from it.
I mean, I'm looking at Michigan State's schedule. I mean, you mentioned the USC game, but 23-6 against Western Michigan, 42-40 Boston College, 41-24 Youngstown. That doesn't scream impressive to me.
But this also could be very much be their hello, we're here to play game.
Yeah,
in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to keep it safe and say Nebraska.
You taking them?
I think that's the safe pick here.
Yeah, I think that might be the safe one too. Hereth, your take?
I kind of agree. I could see Michigan State winning this game somehow, but I'm picking Nebraska just out of it's better to go with the enemy you know than the enemy you don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair. George?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to win the football game. I don't think we're covering 10.5. I think we win just by a touchdown. The only reason why is, our weakness right now is the trenches on both sides. I know that Michigan State doesn't have that good of a pass rush, but after last week, it didn't look good. I mean, when does a quarterback throw for over 300 yards, 70+ per completion percentage, and you still lose the football game? You lose because you got sacked 7 times.
Yeah.
So that's why it'll be a close game.
100%. And when I saw 10.5, I texted my group chat, my friends back home, and I'm like, 10.5 does not feel warm and fuzzy to me. This team should not be favored by 10.5. I don't know what the fuck they're looking at in Vegas, but I mean, if anything, my thing is that Nebraska has struggled with the running quarterback. Look at what Bryce Underwood did to us 2 weeks ago. They let him go, they let him run, and it killed us. Look at Storsby. He had a hell of a that's the only game where he hasn't thrown for more than 200 yards. We held him to 150 yards and no touchdowns. The only thing I can think about here is Nebraska's defensive backs. Mm-hmm. Nebraska's defense is one of 4 teams that hasn't given up a passing touchdown this year. And we're also one of the best passing defenses in the country. We haven't given up more than 100 yards in the air. But then you look at the run defense and we get gashed. It's like we got to be able to keep the front, man. If we can't, it's going to be a nightmare. And this is where I think that Rule needs to step up and say, hey, we got to win games like this. Like these next 3 games, we have home against Michigan State, at Maryland, Minnesota on the road on a Friday night, on a short week. These are 3 winnable games. These are games that you should be able to win, but Nebraska over the last 15 to 20 years has found ways to lose these games, especially at home. Mm-hmm. Look at UCLA last year. We should have won that game, but we didn't. So we got to start turning the narrative. We turned the narrative when we beat Cincinnati by a 1 score, and then we took care of business against the teams that we did, and then we played okay offensively against Michigan, but honestly, I'm thinking Nebraska minus 465. I think the only reason why they're favored by 10.5 is because Michigan State's passing defense is not good. And they're thinking that with the pass rush not being that good, that Dylan will have a heyday. I honestly think he will have a good game. Maybe this is a game that starts to put him on the national rankings. Because I do think that people are sleeping on him. I think if Nebraska keeps winning games, you'll start hearing him for the Heisman Trophy because he's playing at an all-elite level right now. Kid's playing is completing 75% of his passes. He has 1 interception that really wasn't all his fault. It was a bad read. I'll give him that. But it was not a good pass. But like the guy's been nothing but phenomenal winning games, trying to win games for you. So I'm going to take Nebraska money line. I would not touch the over, and I would not touch. If anything, if I was smart, I'd say Michigan State's going to cover the 10.5. But I'm choosing Nebraska money line. And then the final game of the week, Texas at Florida. Texas favored 6.5. Is Arch Manning good? Can anybody really tell me that? Is Arch Manning good?
I'll throw this out here. So this is the classic case of we have to look at it. This kid's got the weight on the whole world on his shoulders, right? Like that is a tough predicament. And I think he got overhyped a little bit. I think he's a solid quarterback, but the kid still needs to be developed a little bit. I think he's a good quarterback, but he's not as good as we were led to believe. This game, I do have Texas winning just because I think Billy Napier's out. Florida looks like a Division two school right now. They are looking so inconsistent. You got the quarterback who, I can't remember his name. Is that Lagway?
DJ Lagway.
Mm-hmm. He
5 interceptions against LSU.
Yeah, he doesn't even look like what he looked like as a true freshman when he came in after the starter for Florida got injured last year. Like Billy's got to get out. So I think Texas covers and wins that game just because Florida's all out of sorts.
Ryan?
I got Texas on the money line. I mean, you mentioned Manning. He's from Louisiana. He played at Newman High School down in New Orleans. So while I didn't get to go watch him, he played Manny High School, which is like 30 minutes down the road from me. And my dad and brothers got to go watch. And that was when Manny had Tackett Curtis, which was the number 1 linebacker like in the country, who went to go play for USC for a year. And now he's at Wisconsin. And that was and Manny was a team that like Newman had never really played before. Like that was a good football team. And he did, I don't think, and if I recall, I don't think he even did well there. Like when he's up against competition.
So the narrative, so the national narrative is correct. Where it's
because he has the Manning name. I mean, he isn't bad. It's just, I don't think he went up against enough good talent in high school to really get that opportunity.
So he was the man amongst boys in a division where he shouldn't have.
So I mean, he was a 2A quarterback. That Newman was a 2A school.
Okay.
So it was a private school, and also I've been like Division III for the private school playoffs here in Louisiana. But like, I mean, you're playing 2A, but if you're a 5-star recruit, you're probably
Got it. Yeah. No, I mean, here's my take. I think Arch he can be a good quarterback. I think Sark needs to dumb down the offense for him, because I think, especially in that Ohio State game, he was not able to make reads. Granted, Ohio State's defense is fucking phenomenal. It is dangerously good. But like, and again, I'm kind of with George here. Billy Napier has lost that locker room. He's lost the locker room. Them losing to USF, and then it just snowballed, man. Like that, Florida should not be that bad. Florida can literally recruit their own state, just like LSU can recruit Louisiana. They don't need to go outside of their state to get talent.
Maybe at most go up to Georgia. I think that's
but
it.
Napier was from UO Lafayette. Like he's probably been going. I would say he probably stuck with a little bit of what he knew for those first couple of years.
Yeah.
So I mean, which I don't think he should have left Lafayette to begin with. I think he should have just stayed.
Should have stayed, and then okay? So if Billy Napier had, so let's say here's a question for LSU. Who would you hire if you got rid of Brian Kelly today?
I'd go for Kiffin.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Yeah, same.
The guy is so fucking electric.
Because imagine him with his energy, his existing knowledge of the SEC, but with LSU's resources.
Yeah,
that's dangerous.
I'd say go for Kiffin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn. And then honestly, if I were Kiffin, I'd bring back Ed Orgeron. Fucking bring back O. Let him coach linebackers, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So at my school, when our head coach left, so Ed Orgeron is an alumni of my school.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was so pushing for that. I was like, the dude has like a $20 million buyout. He doesn't need this big contract. Just pay him pennies and he'll just do it for.
Dude,
super fun.
But he would.
He would. I think so. What I've been told, I think they tried. He wouldn't do it.
Of course.
But the thing is, like, it's funny because, like, I mean, so like, he's been in town before. Like, there was times for like, I think it was like for a funeral for like another football player. But like, he was like in town, and like some students just saw him running around campus, just taking a jog.
With
like,
his shirt off.
Yes. No, it was. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And it was like, I forgot what we were doing, but I was working, and I was like, okay, we got to get on the golf cart. We got to find Coach O. Where's he at? We never found him. But then like another time was like downtown at a house that I used to live in. It was like right next to a hotel. It was like some sort of like athletic auction. I'm in my living room, and then all of a sudden I just hear the deep Cajun thick accent across the street. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Ed Orgeron parking right next to my truck and talking to like the people who live across the street from us, because it's like a bunch of like football alumni living there or staying the weekend. I'm like, holy shit, there's Coach O just right there.
That's awesome. I honestly, it was funny because Ed Orgeron was on the short list to be one of Bo Pelini's defensive coordinators back in the day. And I mean, Bo Pelini also came from LSU. Mm-hmm. He helped Les
Went
Miles
back to LSU for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, let's not talk about the second half because his defenses couldn't stop anyone. But anyway, back to the whole thing. I'm taking Texas. I think Florida is in trouble. I think this might be the nail in the coffin for him. Hereth?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't disagree with what everyone's saying. I think Texas is in a little bit of hot water. I think the head coach is just throwing Arch Manning in there because he knows his job's on the line. He's just panicking. He's like, "Oh, give everyone Manning. We need that national attention. We need everyone focusing on Manning. So they take the focus off me." Except it's doing the opposite. It's just putting all the focus on him. I don't disagree with what everyone's saying. I'm saying give me Texas money line all day.
Yeah. And Hereth now. Graphic for all of our
before you put the graphic up, I looked at my notes again. I think I know the game you're talking about. I caught this one. I was like, I did that on purpose. Was it the Texas A&M game?
Did you take Arkansas? Did you take Arkansas?
It's Mississippi State.
Mississippi State? Did you take Mississippi State?
Yeah. After they played against Tennessee, I was like, you know what? I got Mississippi State in this one because I think A&M chokes.
They do. Yeah. They do. They do.
I was like, you know what? I'm confident.
I will read off my picks because I have them right in front of me here. So I've got for the weekend, I've got Ohio State, Miami, Oklahoma, Penn State, Texas Tech. I have Alabama winning over Vanderbilt, like we talked about before. I have Louisville, Georgia, Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's going to end up winning. They're going to be a dark horse to win the Big 12. Michigan. I have Texas A&M just because I think I like Mike Elko as a coach. Texas A&M does, but like to Ryan's point, they do know how to lose games. They've lost games, big games like this before.
Yeah, Mississippi State showed they can compete with big teams last week.
And is it at Kyle Field or is it at?
I think it's at Texas A&M.
Which, by the way, they don't allow people to storm. They don't allow them to storm the field because that's like a memorial to like they have cadets with sabers and shit.
Oh yeah,
out there. I
think it's a blackout for that game. I think I saw it was a blackout because they made a big deal that they're Yale leaders. See, because they don't have cheerleaders.
God.
Their Yale leaders are wearing black for like the first time because they only wear white. They were making a big deal about that.
Can we talk about how much of a fucking cult Texas A&M is?
I've been to an A&M game when we played them several years ago. I was like, it's cool. It's a cool atmosphere, and seeing. I've also been to their basketball games, and it's just as insane. Yeah. But I mean, it's incredible how like into it they are. But I was like, when you're sitting down and everybody's doing like the rocking back and forth, literally everybody in the stadium or the arena's doing it. It's just like, I feel uncomfortable. Like, yeah, I know people have their traditions, but for some reason, I'm like, this doesn't feel right.
So it's the opposite feeling of the jump around at Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's like if for some reason, don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to have to go to a school with like a tradition that everybody is like bought into like that. Yeah, but at the same time, for some reason, it's something with A&M, and maybe it's just how they act outside of the
Well, don't they like
the nicest fans? Though, I will tell you, after getting our asses kicked by like 50 points, they are the nicest fans.
Oh, I might be wrong, but don't they like when the freshmen for orientation? Don't they have to like go to the field and like practice all that stuff?
Yes.
Like.
Yeah, they do. Right? It's like the midnight yell, which is just a pep rally. I mean, really, all it is a pep rally. But the Yale leaders are cringe at that because they do like the stand-up comedy jokes, and
it's so bad.
So bad. I mean, it always goes viral on Twitter, and they get ripped to shreds.
Hey, Texas A&M fans are going to be listening to this. I'm real sorry, but y'all give me the creeps.
Rightfully so.
Wait, hold on. I need to find the clip from last week because I think they were playing Auburn, and the Yale leaders made some sort of inbred joke.
Oh no.
Oh no.
God. Hold on. Let me see if I can actually find the clip.
Howdy!
Oh my God.
What is this?
What do sandwiches have in common with Auburn fans?
Oh no.
They're both inbred.
Oh my God. That is the type of fucking cringy shit. That is the type of cringy shit that I absolutely hate.
They do that for like every home game or something like that.
For every home game. They'll do it for Texas. Like it's so bad.
They did it for us when we played them several years ago, and they're like ripping us to shreds. I'm like, dog, we're like a bottom of the barrel FCS team, like, and y'all are cracking jokes. It's
fuck them.
Yeah.
I hate Texas A&M. I think, and also I hate their AD because he's a coward.
Yeah.
Trev Alberts. Anyway, Hereth.
Yeah, I'll rip through it really quick. Let me go window protector. So I got BYU, Illinois, Michigan, Texas. I actually went Boise State there instead of Notre Dame. I know.
Hot take. You're calling my picks out?
Hold up. Let me finish my takes before I get to yours. Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Miami, Florida, Iowa State, Georgia, Louisville, Vanderbilt, Penn State, Texas Tech, and Ohio State.
We'll see who has the better record. Ryan?
I got BYU, Illinois, Michigan, Texas, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Mississippi State, Miami, Iowa State, Georgia, Vanderbilt, Penn State, Texas Tech, and Ohio State.
Here's my question. Does Minnesota score a single point on Ohio State?
God, I hope they don't. I'm biased. I have I mean, after they did that graphic of, hey, we ran out of fireworks because we scored too much on an FCS money game. Like, I hope they just get blown out by Ohio State.
100%. I hate PJ Fleck. I think he's the biggest.
I'd like him as a coach. When I was watching that game, I like the discipline that team has. I do like him as a coach.
They do. He does pull a pretty tight ship, but I can't stand him. I can't stand PJ Fleck. He's such a fucking dickhead.
Again, the pick that was like when I was going through them because I had to create all these graphics was the Texas A&M Mississippi State. I was like, what the hell is Ryan doing? He's seeing like, is he pulling like Timothy Chalamet? Is he watching it and like going, okay, I know ball?
No, I just think based off of last week, the Mississippi State against Tennessee, I think they will give a Texas A&M a run for their money.
No, I can agree with that. I can see that. George, your picks.
Yeah, so I mean it's gonna be pretty similar here, but got BYU. Thought that they looked pretty impressive. The quarterback looked good against Colorado. Illinois, riding that. Texas, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, A&M, Miami. I do also have Cincinnati, Georgia, Louisville, Bama, Penn State, Texas Tech, and Ohio State.
All right. Let's get into NFL. Our teams from last week. Ryan, Saints, don't go marching. Sorry, buddy.
I feel like we're 0-4 at this for no good reason. Because I don't think we're necessarily a bad team.
You're a quarterback away.
I don't even think Rattler's doing a bad job right now. He's not like exciting. He's no Drew Brees, but he's like middle of the pack quarterback right now. Like, go look at his stats right now and tell me it's bad. It's nothing exciting.
When he starts attempting passes that are over 5 yards.
I have never liked Spencer Rattler, and that's going back to
he was going to go to Nebraska.
Yeah,
for a little
fuck
bit.
that. Glad that he didn't. Ever since I saw that Netflix show that he was on, I was like, nah, fuck this. This guy is not a leader. How the fuck did he get into the NFL?
I mean,
he had a one good year against at South Carolina.
98 for 146, 765 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. It's not bad.
It's not
I know it's
terrible.
not good, but it's not bad.
No.
And honestly, if it was Derek Carr right now, it would probably be 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions.
I'm gonna go back to look. Okay, me and Ryan are here, same division, so I'm a little biased against the Saints, just kind of retroactively because the Saints owned us for years. So I'm just like bred to hate the Saints. But it's like it comes down to with the Saints, like everyone's saying like, oh, they're 1 quarterback away. No, they're not. It's roster management 101. Like with the Breeze years, they were constantly kicking the cap down the road with Kamara, Breeze, and Michael Thomas. It's like they were just constantly
fucking Loomis.
And then and then they always go negative cap, and then they're just constantly running, trying to figure out how can we get slightly over, and then they're just losing players left, right, and center. So now it's just a bunch of washed up talent. I mean, you have Spencer Rattler with no weapons around him besides Chris Olave. So it's like no wonder they're not doing anything. And it's like they're going to be just kind of be in this professional year of just like sucking for the next couple of seasons until they can start drafting well talent and then start bringing in free agents. So they're just kind of meh.
And on top of like kind of expanding that, we do stupid stuff, and that is part of that. Into the second quarter, we do a reverse pass by Olave to Rattler with inside the 10-yard line in the red zone. Interception. Why the are we doing that? Give it to Kamara and run the damn ball.
Yeah, 100%. It's like it's almost like the offensive coordinator is like, all right, we can't be obvious.
How can we be cute? How can we get on Sports Center?
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, here's the other thing, Ryan. You're playing against probably the best team in the NFL right now.
And I thought we did a pretty decent job, all things considered.
Dude, they were favored by 17.5 points, and they covered that spread.
Yeah.
I think from a Saints standpoint, your defense is okay. It's gonna be the first year of Kellen Moore. I think Kellen Moore, if you give him not Spencer Rattler, and that's just not me being biased. I think if you lose a couple games, you get a top 5 pick. Granted, this year is not the year to be grabbing a quarterback, so you might be waiting a little bit before you get someone that is a big name.
No, we'll get a top 5 pick, and we'll pick like Nussmeier or something. I'm sorry, like I know he's LSU, but he's also not been. Yeah, I don't.
And he's
he'll
out
see
for
that
the
as
rest
like
of
a
the
good
year.
choice. Yeah,
I mean, I've heard he's out for this year. Nussmeier isn't he?
I don't think so. He's playing with an injury, allegedly playing with an injury. I don't know if they ever actually confirmed that or not.
God, that's the weird thing about.
He's still playing.
Okay, good. Because I actually like him as a quarterback.
I forgot what the injury was, but it was like something like maybe in preseason camp or something like that happened that he's still dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah. I loved the Saints when they had Drew Brees. It was so fun to watch.
We should have had that 2018 Super Bowl or 2019 Super Bowl, whichever year that we got screwed over against the Rams.
Buddy, you and me both got fucked.
Okay,
that year.
all right,
yeah,
all right. I'm ready to drop.
Ford was offsides, but fuck that.
Okay,
shit.
I'm ready to drop a hot take with that game.
God, here we go.
So
with the Rams game, the Saints were.
So they had plenty of time in overtime to drive down the field and score, but everyone wants to focus on the pass interference call and say, "Oh, that's the reason they lost the game." And like everyone's gonna go to the Supreme Court and race the game and go, "No, it was the Saints that won the game." But in reality, they had a chance to win, and they had to roster to win for 2 straight seasons. And they choked it.
A pass interference call. Say the words that wasn't pass interference.
I'm not going to go there. Well, it was clear as pass interference. No. But they had everything to win the game, and they did not win the game. So stop focusing on that one call.
Oh my God!
That determined the game.
Okay, Ryan, let's focus on something a little more tangible. Let's talk about the 2017 Minneapolis Miracle. How do you not tackle Stephon Diggs?
Jesus Christ! Ryan's never going to want to come back.
Look, we can't mention anything for 2019, but I can mention 2020 divisional round. Buccaneers Saints.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Enjoy your TikTok and Instagram Reels clips from this conversation.
All right, Ryan. Is that? I mean,
I appreciate the emotion.
You guys went up against the Bills. You guys covered the spread, which I think is. I think a lot of the money was on you guys. When you get 17.5 in the NFL, that's ridiculous. Take the underdog every single fucking time because there's not a lot of teams that can literally outscore like anybody by that much. Mm-hmm. So I mean, if silver linings, you covered the spread. That's a plus. I know it's 0-4, but
Luke is like on the verge of saying, "This is the moral victories, guys." He's like right there.
It's a moral victory. Anyway,
that doesn't get us wins.
Eventually, you will get wins. Trust me. I lived through 2010 Chiefs where they won only 2 games and we got the first pick. That's when the dynasties. That's
man, our nickname's when the Aints. I don't want to hear it about you. We're the Aints. You won like how many Super Bowls have y'all won? I don't want to hear shit.
Yeah, exactly. Get out of here, dude. You don't know what real pain is.
All right. Okay, Hereth. Here's your time to shine.
All right. So the Eagles won this game, but I feel like this game honestly says more about the Buccaneers as Super Bowl contenders than the Eagles just outplaying them. Like, come on, like in the second half, they only hold Jalen Hurts to 21 passing yards, and he had like barely any completions. So,
and how many rush yards did you guys give up in that?
Okay, let's get into this. So I have a big rant ready to go. So on the 4th play of the game, just breaking it down for y'all. Special teams, punt. We go up, blocked punt immediately, and Nick Sirianni's running down the sideline screaming, "I told you so." How in the hell in 2 back-to-back weeks we leave up a blocked kick that gets returned for a touchdown and our special team units goes, "All right, we're not going to really address our special teams. We're just going to kind of ignore it and just hope Baker Mayfield could somehow at the last second do a miraculous comeback and win the game and just hope our defense holds." Like, I know all of Tampa for whatever reason, not all of Tampa, the stupid part of Tampa Bay's fandom is screaming, "We need to fire Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles is back," which is the stupidest statement ever because he's won us 3 straight division titles. Like, it's stupid that we're even having this conversation. Todd Bowles has hired a coordinator to help him with clock management. It's like he's fixed every single issue that he's had under the sun, and he has to replace 3 different offensive coordinators. Why are we having this conversation again? Go back to the special teams coordinators. Like, he's doing dog water. What the fuck are we doing, guys?
Yeah, and also here's the thing. When have you guys had a whole healthy offense?
Not at all this season. Because Tristan Wirfs and Godwin were out the first.
Honestly, be honest with yourself. When was the first time you guys played full healthy across the board?
2024 was the first 7 weeks when we had Evans and Godwin and McMillan, and we were cooking, and we were like, Godwin was going for the Triple Crown that year. We're like, all right, Buccaneers are back. We're going to be Super Bowl contenders. We're going to be frisky with the Lions. We took them out. We took out the Eagles. We're like, okay, this is the year. And then Godwin dislocated his ankle, and we're like, oh, the season's over.
Yeah. And then it's a tough look.
Yeah. And then obviously getting back into the game of the first half, back-to-back passes to Dallas Goedert, where it was just like trickery. Like, we're going to hang off Saquon Barkley, and then we're going to flip it over to Dallas Goedert. Like, dude, Philly was just doing some bullshit the entire game. And then finally, the only good thing of this first half, the NFL record, by the way, for outdoor stadiums, Chase McLaughlin nails a 65-yard field goal to take it to 24-6.
That was sick.
I remember like they ran Chase McLaughlin out. I was like, why are we kicking it? We should just take a Hail Mary. Like, what are we doing, guys? And then he nailed it, and I'm like, never mind. What am I talking about? I guess I don't know, because like the last couple weeks, Chase McLaughlin has looked iffy. So I guess he just was on his money today. I guess like whatever the ball boy is doing with the ball now, that you can like touch the kicking ball like days before, keep it up. Don't do what we were doing prior. And then
For sure.
now we get to the wildest quarter of the game. Wildest quarter I've seen of probably like majority games. The third quarter. So Eagles run back out. Bucks get a quick 3 and out, and we're like, okay. I really think it was more heat exhaustion than anything, but anyway, quick 3 and out. Baker on 1st and 10 rolls to his right, throws a dime to Emeka Ibuka, which I don't know how the hell he like threaded the needle between Quinion Mitchell and Andrew Mabuka, and then Ibuka just runs it in for like 40 yards and just takes it in for the score. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? 77-yard touchdown.
Emeka Ibuka is fun to watch.
Oh, he's easily offensive rookie of the year. Like no debate. Who really is holding up there rookie wise offensively with him?
Yeah, I'd say right now, for sure. But I mean, the rookie class wasn't all that strong, to be honest this year.
I thought it would be Ashton Genty, not gonna lie, but Chip Kelly is not doing a good job there. And then
we'll get to that in a little bit.
Another momentum swing in the third quarter. We get another 3 and out, which again, heat exhaustion. And then Bucky Irving fumbles on the play. And then Eagles capitalize by doing the fake tush push and hand it off to Saquon Barkley for the score, which by the way is complete bullshit, because it's like, okay, if you're lining up for the tush push in your tush push formation and then they just hand it off to Saquon Barkley, like what can you do defensively? You can't do anything.
No.
So also, why would you, talking from a Philly perspective, why would you waste that play when you're up by so much? Wouldn't you want to save that for the playoffs or a game that's like critical? It's like, because why are we wasting it here? Because it's like,
Eagles, they don't care.
Because it's like, why are you putting it on film? Because yes, I know they did it a couple of years ago, but it's like they didn't do it successfully a couple of years ago. Now they're doing it successfully by motioning Goddard out and a couple offensive linemen out to like block people downfield. It's like,
yeah.
Again, I used to be the defender of the tush push, and like because it's like, well, they're just good at it, guys. Just get better. Like the Bucs were one of the only teams that could stop them consistently. It's like get good, but like now that they're pulling bullshit out like this, it's like I can't defend this anymore.
I have so many takes on the tush push. I mean, going back to week 2, they literally jump. The offensive line jumps like so far off sides to get a advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Like that alone, I have no problem with the tush push, up until the fact that they need to officiate it correctly. Like that's my only big gripe with it, is that if you can get a easy offside, like they should be throwing offsides if they're going to jump like that.
I honestly thought after the KC game, refs were going to kind of make a point of emphasis out of it. Like, fine, we're going to allow the play, but we're going to like make it the most penalized play in the league. And they didn't.
They haven't.
And then ending this crazy third quarter, you had another 3 and out in which we were just like, okay, Bucs are back. And then again on 1st and 10, Baker looks like he's about to get sacked, and he just runs to his left, and then Bucky Irving is running a flag route and decides to run upfield, and he just chucks it for a 72-yard touchdown and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like I started texting Connor at this point because I'm just like, how are we in this game? And then we get to the fourth quarter, and then once again, 3 and out, and on that 3 and out, Parrish drops a game-changing interception that would have put Baker at the 20-yard line. I just like to put that there for reference because I was like, great, that would have flipped the game. And then on that drive, Baker marches all the way into the red zone and then throws a interception with nothing open. And it just looked like he just forced it and was just trying to make something out of nothing. And it's just like, you should have just thrown it away and maybe took 3 at that point because it was still 1st and 10. Maybe we could have scored on the next couple downs. It's like, what are we doing there offensively? Again, I only say it's only mistake this entire season so far. So it's like, I can't be too mad, but it's still like game costing at that point. And then once again, Tampa gets another stop. And then we're like, okay, Baker's going to drive down the field. And then that's when Philly's defense comes to life and just gets 2 sacks and the game's over.
Throws the pick and it's tough. But yeah, I mean, as a bystander, I think once they get Mike Evans back, they'll have Godwin. I think they'll have a pretty solid offense.
Yeah. And it's like, I have like questions on like both sides of the fence because it's like, again, as a Bucs fan, I'm a little biased here, but like I do have some questions for Philly. It's like, one, is Lane Johnson's injury kind of serious, and like was it really the story for why Philly's offense in the third quarter just kind of fell asleep there? Like,
I think it could be. It's just kind of tough. It's early in the season. You don't really know. Like, injuries happen across the board, and I'll touch on this when we.
Yeah. And next. Then the second and the last really question I have is like, did Philly prove here that they can win ugly, or should we be worried more about how they collapse in the second half?
As a Chiefs fan, looking at last year, I think Philly is the darling of the NFL. I think that they can't do any wrong. They're literally winning games because they are good. It's the same exact thing. It's the opposite side of the coin that the Chiefs were getting last year. Oh, they're just scraping by. Oh, they're just winning games. Good teams figure out ways to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do that. If you're a good team, you figure out ways to win.
And then
I think it's also a little bit different than with the Chiefs. Just the only reason why is they're a more run dominant team and they play good defense. That is a scenario to win football games and possibly another Super Bowl. Possibly.
No.
We'll see.
Yeah. And then again, I'm going to let you guys answer this because I'm going to answer last because I'm a biased Bucs fan. And this is like the only question I have. Do you guys view the Bucs as like legit NFC contenders, or is it just a 3-0 team that got exposed because they won last second touchdowns in all 3 games?
I want Ryan's opinion on this, being a Saints fan.
I don't even think about them.
How did I know he was going to say that? Wow. As an unbiased person.
Not as an unbiased. Like, what do you think? Honestly, I think the Bucs can be a sneaky little either wild card. If they win their division, I think that's I think that could be, and let's be real. Sorry, you two. Your division is so weak. It's so weak.
I don't know necessarily how the Falcons and Panthers are, but I can 100% see the Bucs winning the division.
Sure.
I mean, I don't see the Falcons winning the division. Like, they barely beat the Jaden Daniels Commanders this week.
Yeah.
And then last week they got blown out 30-0 by the Panthers. Like, what the hell are you guys doing over there, Atlanta? And then we got Carolina, who's just letting Bryce Young, like, just like, he has ups and downs, but he's just like, what are we doing over there too?
See, Ryan, I think if y'all had Bryce Young, I think y'all would be.
I would agree.
Yeah, unless we just show up when it comes to division games. Yeah, I think the Bucs have our division.
Yeah, I think that they're a solid division winner that if they lost a couple of games would end up being a wild card team. But like, I see you guys making the division. I think you would I say that you're a top 4 team in the NFC? Sure. Yeah. Top 10 in the NFL? Probably not right now. I would say that the offense with full healthy, absolutely 100%. Baker's playing phenomenally. He's looking like an MVP, minus the stupid pass, but like, honestly, just a bad throw.
I believe that pass was also tipped in the air by one of the defensive linemen. Like, I think it was going to go to Godwin there, but he didn't look open. So it's just like, why are we trying to force it?
Yeah. All right. I'll make mine short and sweet. Chiefs and Ravens. My question to the group is, why the fuck does everybody think that the goddamn Chiefs were dead at 0-2?
Well, I think
Answer me that.
Everyone was sick of the Chiefs. Like, we'll call a spade a spade. Like, everybody wanted something different. Like, it's like me and Luke talked about this over text last weekend. It's like the Patriots all over again. Like, there was a point when we were growing up, I'm just like, dude, Tom Brady, can you just go the fuck away, please? Yeah. But I just think that's why.
They're just looking for a valid reason to just dismiss them and move on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't dismiss them.
They look good.
They are good. I don't care if Lamar Jackson got hurt. I don't care. Like, they came out and won the game. They were 0-2. They beat the Giants. Yes. Are the Giants? Yeah. But they also won and beat the Chargers last week. And we'll talk about that as well. But like, my thing is that the narrative between the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and the national narrative is, oh, they're not as good. I don't think they'll win the Super Bowl. Fine, whatever. Start the championship run at 0-2, because honestly, I don't really see the Chargers winning our division. I don't see the Broncos winning the division, and I definitely don't see the Raiders winning the division. So, I mean, until any of those teams really prove it, I took them the moment the clock hit 0 in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl game last year. I put $20 on them to win the Super Bowl the next year, because that's how this team works. The team last year, they found ways to win. They're injury prone. We haven't had Rashee Rice. We haven't had Hollywood Brown. We haven't had Xavier Worthy on the field at the same time. And let me tell you, after week 7, they're going to be fully healthy. Don't even think that they're not going to go for people's throats after that. That's my take. Baltimore, they're in trouble. Got to get Lamar healthy.
I again, like, I know you were asking into the group, like why was everyone like writing off Kansas City? I was one of the people that wasn't. Like, I remember texting you immediately after 0-2 Giants going, what are people doing? Like, 0-2 is not a death sentence in the NFL. We've seen teams go to the playoffs at 1-3. It's happened before. And it's like, we can name off so many division leaders that have won the Super Bowl that started off 0-2. And it's like, I think it goes back to what George was saying. It's like, people are so ready to write off the Chiefs because they're so tired of them. But it's also like, what are we doing? Like, Baltimore this year, I'm sorry, that Detroit game, it looked close on the score. That was not close at all. Detroit dominated them on both offense and defense. Baltimore this year, just John Harbaugh just got to go. Like, their O-line is held together by duct tape. Their defense is just shaky. They have no weapons on offense besides Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews. Derrick Henry has been clearly not himself over these like first 4 weeks. And it's like, so it's like, obviously, like, we knew KC was going to win the game. I don't know why people were thinking they weren't. Like, it was so obvious that it was going to go bad directions. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout per se, but also no one saw Lamar Jackson hurting his hamstring. But also at that point, the game was already out of hand. It was like already over. So it's like, you might as well pull him at that point.
Yeah. Ryan, your thoughts?
I'm sorry, what? I wasn't, no, like, I wasn't trying to be, I literally zoned out.
Chiefs, Ravens, your thoughts?
Yeah. No, I legitimately, I don't think I have any thoughts to add to that.
Nice. There we go. George. Bears.
What we learned is when you're interviewing Ben Johnson, don't ask him stupid questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
But honestly, I like it. Like, we haven't had a head coach like that probably since Lovie Smith, who's, brings that Chicago mentality, and he definitely does. Like, he's on business. We hung around, right? Like, Caleb Williams is still shaky. He's still learning this new offense. We learned that the Chicago Bears will have the worst rush defense in the NFL, because we're the only team that hasn't been able to keep Genty under, 2 yards a carry going into the game, or whatever it was. So they fought, right? Like, they didn't give up. The block field goal was wild, like, just to win the game like that. So, I mean, I'll take it. I know they're gonna fall apart pretty soon. It always happens. So I'm just waiting for it. It sucks, dude. Being a Chicago Bears fan is so.
I also think the Bears are in the unfortunate position of being in the NFC North, because it's like, you have to not only try to compete for a wild card spot, you have to also try to like fight with the Packers and Lions, which are going to guarantee get in there. So it's like, at best, their best case scenario is just sneak in there as a 7th seed, which I can honestly see that happening this year with Ben Johnson as a coach. I can see them getting 9-8, sneaking their way in, and then maybe from there. But like, I wanted to like,
so positive.
Yeah.
I'm
But like, shifting the perspective, obviously being from Washington and like watching the Seahawks off and on, like, to Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, it's like, dude, what the hell is going on with Geno these last couple of weeks? It's like Geno used to be a baller in Seattle and like was carrying teams on his back to like, yes, they had great weapons to DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, and that's what was causing them to win games. But this year with the Raiders, it's like, you have Brock Bowers, you have Ashton Genty. It's like, you have weapons. It's like, what is happening there? And like, you have Pete Carroll, who was like the guru that like helped him get back to form. It's like he just doesn't look like himself at all.
It's not working. I like Ben Johnson. I've always liked Ben Johnson ever since his second year in Detroit. I think he's going to get Caleb Williams right, and I like that. I like that offense. I really, really like that offense. So, as a Bears fan, you should be really excited about the offense. You can draft the defense, get free agents.
Even though Ryan Poles should not have been extended. I'm sorry. That was a really dumb organizational
I'm still
decision.
holding out hope all the McCaskies get like some disease and they just like die out. And, you know,
Ryan's like, Jesus Christ. Going from one NFC North team to another NFC North team, Ryan, Steelers at Vikings. What were your thoughts on the Ireland game?
So here's the thing. I don't even care about the outcome of the game. I don't even know the outcome of the game, but I am annoyed about international games screwing me over in fantasy because of early morning kickoffs. It was an 8:30 kickoff, and like hours before, the Steelers ruled Warren to be out, and he was my starting running back. And I didn't wake up till after the game started, so I didn't get to out.
Fuck!
I lost in the fantasy by 10 points. No, I lost by 8 when my backup running back scored 10 points. I could have.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's a bad beat.
And the Vikings have another international game this week.
Yeah, they're staying in Ireland.
Yeah, they're in London now. They're going to be playing the Browns. That should be a fun game.
Yeah, also, I got to make sure that they make calls because I have Justin Jefferson and I picked up Carson Wentz for my backup as a backup quarterback this week. So I got to make sure that they're healthy to go. I have to wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to make sure they're good.
Can we talk about
the night before?
Mm-hmm. Can we talk about the NFL putting the worst games on international spotlight? Besides Chiefs Chargers, that was a good game. The rest of them, you're just like, what are we doing? It's like, all right, Ireland and the UK and Germany. You guys excited to watch Carson Wentz and the Vikings go against the Browns? Even with like JJ McCarthy, it's like, this is the game we're introducing international fans to the National Football League. What are we doing?
I mean, they do it every year.
The Jaguars literally play in like Norway or somewhere, you know?
Yeah,
like,
make it make sense.
Like the Saints played in France like a year or two ago. That made sense.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed. And I mean, the Chiefs played in Munich. Was it 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. We played the Dolphins in Munich. But that's only because we have a really strong. It's funny. The Chiefs have a really strong fan base in Munich, Germany.
No, even Buccaneers Seahawks, the first German game made sense because Seahawks has a large population in Germany, and then Germany followed the Bucs because of Tom Brady. So it made sense.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Going from one NFC team to another NFC team, Jackson Dart. George, thoughts on Jackson Dart?
You know, I don't know if Jackson Dart's good, but I wish I could find a girl that, you know, that the way that Brian Dable looks at Jackson Dart. Did you see that clip?
Yeah, he's like, that's our fucking guy.
Oh my God. Yeah. Can we go to the hotel room later, please? No, I'm kidding. I don't know how good he is, man. Like maybe it's the lack of tape. You know, we've seen that in the past, right? Like I'll give an example. When Baker Mayfield started against the Jets in 2018, the Jets didn't know how to defend him, and then eventually, you know, teams figured out that Browns offense. So we'll see. Like if he can do it consistently for the next 6 weeks, I'll believe it. But I mean, hey, hell of a win, upset the Chargers. The offense looked good. That defensive line is continuing just really, really good for the Giants. So it was really impressive, honestly.
For sure.
I also like this game from sorry to still focus on this game. I like because the whole talking point about Jackson Dart coming out of the draft was he's a one-read quarterback. He's not going to be good in the NFL. He's not going to make it. He's a clap type of huddle person. He's not going to learn the cadences and audibling at the line and doing things you have to do at the NFL level. Right. And people were talking shit about Jackson Dart and be like, oh, he's going to be the worst rookie quarterback. He's not even going to do well. I mean, the fact that he came out here game one and beat Jim Harbaugh's Chargers, who were 3-0 and looked like a really good 3-0 team and were arguably a top 10 team this year. It's damn, maybe we were wrong about him.
Yeah. I think if he gets a chance, he can do some stuff in New York, but that's a tough market. Hereth.
So
Jaguars, you want to talk about the fight that should have happened?
the fight that should have happened. What are you talking about there?
That's the whole selling point of this fucking game, my guy.
No, the selling point. I got a different selling point. What's your selling point?
God. My selling point is Robert Saleh and Liam Cohen yelling at each other at the end of the game.
I mean,
see that?
We know.
Or am I the only one that saw that?
We know Liam Cohen's a bitch as a Bucs fan. We know.
Oh my! He was like, "Don't ever." It was so funny because the clip is like, "Don't ever talk to me. Don't talk about me." And it's like they were both like, you know how like you had those guys that were like, "Oh yeah," like in high school, "Fuck you, I'm gonna beat your ass," and then nothing happened. That's the equivalent of what happened.
Yeah, that's pretty much this game.
That's what made this game.
I was going to say what made this game for me as a interesting position as a Buccaneers fan who lives in Washington. I hate Liam Cohen because the way that he left and went to the Jaguars was sneaky as shit. And then I hate the 49ers because I, again, grew up in Washington, was bred to hate the 49ers. So everyone in the media of this last 3 weeks were like, oh my God, the 49ers are contenders. Oh my God. When they started 3-0 because they had a Mickey Mouse schedule and they finally faced a team that was just mediocre and just meh, and they got exposed. Like, that's what happened. Yes, they've been injured to hell, but it's also like they haven't played anyone that's been really good outside of Seattle in week 1. They should have, I'm sorry, I want to say this, Ryan. They should have beaten the Saints by a lot, like the Bills and the Seahawks did, and they barely beat them by a touchdown.
Not the high roll. Ryan, I love this.
I'm sorry. Good
clip.
I'm sorry. The 49ers got the easiest schedule in the league. I'm sorry. That's the only reason why they're 3-0.
Yeah.
Put them against good teams. We're going to see what happens. The only reason why Seattle lost to San Francisco was because Sam Darnold accidentally hit the ball into his own offensive lineman and fumbled the ball at the goal line, which they would have won the game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The Niners are not a good team this year. And also, getting on the Jaguar side of things, Liam Cohen is not running a good offense in Jacksonville. I'm sorry. I'm going to just break that illusion right here. Brian Thomas Jr. finally had to catch this game. Good job, Jacksonville. You got your star receiver besides Travis Hunter a catch. Good job. And then besides that, he hasn't been playing good. Travis Hunter has been okay. For a two-way player, he's been playing good.
Right.
I
don't think they're using him.
But I do love the pettiness. That's how the game ended with an Eric Armstead strip on Brock Purdy to end the game. Chef's kiss. No notes.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
For me, it was a lose-lose game. I wasn't hoping for Cowboys Packers. I was just hoping that somebody, but I think this is second base scenario.
Speaking of Cowboys Packers, this is my one take from this goddamn game. Play until you get a winner. Am I right or am I wrong?
Not wrong.
I've never understood the NFL's take on overtime. I thought it was ridiculous when it was sudden death. I get it. But, it's money. I understand, but dude, ties are for soccer. I'm sorry. The way that college football has changed it too, they've made it even better. You do 2 overtimes from 25-yard line, go back and forth, and then it's just 2-point conversions. It's way more efficient. It's way more entertaining. I just don't get it. That game should have kept going.
I have a point that's besides the overtime rules, which I think are a valid discussion. Okay, so the last series of the game was insane. Green Bay, getting a field goal, and you're like, okay, but they gave Dallas too much time. And then as soon as I texted, I think I said this to Luke because I said this out loud, and I texted it to Luke immediately. Before Dallas returned the ball to the 50-yard line, I said Dallas is going to go down and score, and we're going to go to overtime. What happened? Dallas went down to score, went to overtime on an insane, miraculous catch. And then, again, Dallas got the ball in overtime, which is hilarious that the kicker accidentally said the wrong version. He said, we want to receive the ball. And then he caught himself. He's like, no, we want to give them the ball. I was like, thank God he caught himself because that would have been a disaster. And then, and then Dallas goes down. Micah Parsons makes a game-saving tackle to force Green Bay to get one more drive. And then some of the worst clock management I've seen in a while with Matt LaFleur at the end there. What the hell was he doing? Okay, I get the run to get the first down to the guarantee you're in field goal range. That's fine. That's not what I'm calling that. It's the 12 seconds where they did another run and then he had to get up and spike it. And then now you take the shot into the end zone. You take the shot into the end zone when you have 12 seconds left and you have the guarantee to get the field goal at the end for the tie. Jordan Love got lucky that he threw the ball out of bounds with 1 second left. I'm sorry, that's horrible coaching on one level and also terrible play on Jordan Love's level. Like, I'm sorry that I get the overtime rules, like this is a discussion and talking point here, but it's like that should be more of the scrutiny here, where it's like, what were they doing at the end of the game? They could have won the game if Jordan Love played the clock right. Just plain simple. Like, I don't disagree. Overtime rules need to change. Like, this is getting to the point where it's like kind of insanity. And like I was jokingly earlier with George, like I don't know if it's like the visual listeners, I was doing like the money sign. It's because AdSense revenues and like cable broadcasters won't let them go like college was. With college, it's like they're not that the more of the mercy of the NCAA, but the NFL is more of the mercy of the studios and like CBS and Fox and NBC. It's like, I'm sorry, like your local news is going to happen when it's going to happen. Like they can't really force around it. Cause like, I remember not NFL related, but like, I remember listening to Jeff Probst talk about like Survivor. And this, I know this sounds going to sound weird, but this relates. He goes, networks see it as the football game is supplementary to the advertisements. That's what they see it as, not football as the primary like focus. They see it the other way around. So it's like the NFL is going to be at mercy to these networks because they want to have their TV network shows on.
Ryan, George, thoughts on this game? Same as kind of me, overtime.
Yeah,
I mean,
we have the technology. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch this game. I was doing some stuff, but a friend had it like on his phone, so like I hear it occasionally and I hear the reactions, but I didn't pay too much attention. But I don't think I realized it went to overtime until I woke up the next morning and I saw it was a tie. And I was like, oh, well, okay.
That was kind of my reaction watching it as well. It's like,
fuck? It was kind of. I was watching it. A little disappointing the way that it ended.
Yeah, the thing that makes me mad about the tie also as well, it's like, again, Luke, we're a little biased here because there's 3 NFC hosts and there's 1 AFC. The thing that makes me mad is because we know this is going to come back to bite everyone in the ass when we get to playoff time. Because Green Bay is going to somehow get like a higher seed because Dallas could not put them the fuck away. Or Green Bay couldn't finish the game. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I was rooting for Green Bay here when I should have really been rooting for Dallas because I hated Jerry Jones so much that I wanted Green Bay to get like that extra FU at the end. But it's like now that Green Bay's clock management was terrible and Dallas couldn't finish the deal in overtime, it's like now we're just stuck with a really shitty playoff seeding when we get to week 17 and week 18.
Yeah, for sure. But that was week 4. Let's get into week 5. Let's make this a little short and sweet. George, Thursday night football. Who we got?
I'm sorry, which game is that?
Rams at 49ers.
Oh, Rams 49ers. I originally wrote down 49ers, but I think I'm going to switch it up. I think I'm hopping on that train that, the 49ers might win like 3 more games this year total. And this, I don't think, is one of them. The Rams look good enough. The Rams got screwed over by the Eagles with the blocked field goal to Hereth's point earlier. They should have lost that game. So we're going to go with the Rams here. It'll be a little bit closer than everyone expects, but yeah, Rams.
Okay, Lee Corso. Ryan.
Yeah, I'm going to go Rams on the money line. I'm going to play it safe.
I think that's a good pick too because Rams they're playing good on offense. They have solid defense as well. To like Kara's point, like the 49ers, we really don't know what team they are. But yeah, I'm gonna probably take Rams. I will take Rams money line, and I also think that they will hit the over as well. I like points. There's a lot of points scored. Hereth, your thoughts?
Oh, 100% agree. Like, I'm not betting against Sean McVay as a head coach. The Niners look fraudulent. I think the Rams offense has looked insane. Puka Nacua is arguably a top 3 wide receiver in the league right now. I think pairing him with Devontae Adams was an insane, I don't know how the front office got away with that. I don't know how Devontae Adams was not getting negotiated by other teams. Like, I get he's in his 30s. I get he's starting to get up there in age, but it's like, how do we let him fall to the Rams? Because it's like, after Cooper Kupp, I was hoping that like it would just be the Puka Nacua show and the Rams would kind of fall off the face of the earth. But no, they got Devontae Adams, so I'm taking Rams money line all day.
All right. Next game, Broncos at Eagles. Eagles are favored by 4.5. Over under 43.5. And Eagles money line is minus 198. Ryan, Eagles, Broncos. What are your thoughts?
I think the Eagles are probably one of the worst 4-0 teams that I've seen so far.
Ooh.
They're 4-0, all wins by 7 points or less. Third worst performing offense in average yards per game with 251 yards. And they are on the higher half of yards allowed on defense. I still have them winning. I don't think they deserve to be 4-0. But I got them on the money line.
I don't disagree with you, and I also really like the over here.
Mm.
I think the Broncos with Bo Nix's are going to score points. They have the opportunity to take advantage.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the only question mark that I have with the Broncos is can the offensive line keep Bo Nix upright? I think if they can, I think they might even win this game. So I'm going to take Broncos plus 4.5. George?
Yeah, I mean, I have Eagles win the game, but I don't think Eagles cover. So yeah, we'll go Broncos with the spread. I think what everyone else is saying is yeah, I agree. I mean, they are winning by the skin of their teeth. They are the 2024 Chiefs. If they keep running the football, they'll probably keep winning games. I think that's their saving grace. But yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't disagree with that. I think winning ugly can make the national narrative pretty tough on, are they the number one team in the league, and dealt with that last year. Hereth, who you got? Broncos, Eagles?
Okay, this is like the worst case game for me. It's like gun to your head. It's like you got Philadelphia, Nick Sirianni, which everyone's like the Eagles, like you guys are said, like this is the NFL's darling. I don't know how they're the NFL darling. I don't get me wrong. I love Jalen Hurts as a quarterback. I think Jalen Hurts gets a lot of unnecessary bullshit. Same with AJ Brown, but still, I don't like Sirianni that much. And then on the other side of the coin, sorry, Ryan, you got Sean Payton, and I don't like Sean Payton at all either. I think he's an unlikable head coach, and it's like, can both lose? I'm sorry, can both teams lose?
I forgot he was coaching the Broncos. To be honest, I forgot he was still there.
He was like, "Fuck you for leaving the Saints."
Hereth, to your point, they could tie. That would be a loss.
No, I would not want to tie in this situation because that's also going to come back and bite us in the NFC playoff picture. So I'm just going to pick Eagles money line. I agree with George. I think they're more like the Chiefs. I don't think they're like the 11-0 Steelers of 2020. They're not that fraudulent, but they're kind of like they're sleepwalking through games essentially.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Buccaneers at Seahawks, which Hereth will be at. He's going to the game.
Ooh.
So
yeah, go ahead, Hereth.
So I put asterisks on this game because it says 4:05 EST, but we actually don't know when the game's actually going to start because the Mariners playoff picture may affect the game when it starts. It may get delayed to 2:30 Pacific time or 3:30 Pacific time, depending on what the MLB does. So actually, this is the first time in NFL history that a game may get delayed, not because of weather, not because of like COVID, like the 2020. It may get delayed of outside factors. So
that's pretty crazy, actually.
So
wild.
Getting into the game, obviously I'm taking Buccaneers money line. That's like no question about that. But I'm going to tell you guys a crazy little fact because obviously being a Buccaneers fan in Washington and seeing them the last couple times in Seattle. Did you know the last couple times in Seattle when the Buccaneers have come to Seattle, both games have gone to overtime? And I can honestly see it once again going into overtime. I could see it being a low scoring game. I could see Mike McDonald's defense like really getting in there and like giving Baker problems. I could see Tristan Wirfs playing a lot better than he did against Philly because he's more repped, but I could also see the way that our guards are healthy right now. I think that's where the biggest issue on our offensive line is going to come into play. I think that's going to come back and haunt the Buccaneers. So I could see it being like, let's say 24 overtime. I could see it something like that. I know that doesn't sound that insane low scoring, but I could see it kind of being a little up there, but I see the Bucs winning on a last-second field goal or maybe a last-second Baker Mayfield drive. Again, I know a lot of people are probably going to pick Seattle because, East Coast to West Coast, that doesn't really do well. But we just saw the Giants do that same thing. Or not just Giants, I forget. The Bears did that to the Raiders.
Yeah.
So it's like that narrative is kind of dead. So
I've got Buccaneers +3. I think they're going to, they might outright win this game. Seattle's okay. I think the Bucs defense is just going to be is probably going to be the biggest test that they've played so far.
I would say Philly was their biggest test because Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith.
No, Seattle's defense.
Oh, defense.
See, this is the Bucks offense is going to be the biggest test they've seen so far. And I like the Bucks. George?
Yeah, I've got the Bucks straight up, just because Baker Mayfield's going to will his team to win this game. Yeah. The narrative just seems like that. Like, I don't think Darnold at Seattle's a good fit. I never did, to be perfectly honest. Mm-hmm. I thought Minnesota should have actually re-signed him for 2 years and let
100%
McCarthy sit under him. So
yeah,
I think Baker's just going to do what Baker does, and he's just going to just throw for a bunch of yards and make sure they win.
Ryan?
I agree. I think it's going to be a close game. I got the Seahawks money line. I'll agree with Hereth. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think it's going to be the under. I think it's going to be
under 44.5. Yeah, that's not a bad play.
Very good shot for an under.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, for sure. Now the Monday Night Football game: Chiefs at Jaguars. Chiefs -3. Over under is 44.5. Money line is Chiefs -178. All I got to say is this is another fraudulent team. In my opinion, I think the Jags are a fraudulent team. I think they've had a cupcake schedule so far, and I think this is just another game where the Chiefs get going. So I'm going to take them with the spread. I think they're going to win by at least a touchdown, maybe even a touchdown and a field goal. I'm not going to get too insane because the offense is still kind of going, but give me Chiefs -3 all day. Hereth?
I'm going to play it safe as well. Like, I could honestly see this game being like Chiefs Ravens. Like, I could see it really just getting out of hand in the third quarter and just Chiefs just run away with it. The only kind of interesting factor that's at play here is it's in Jacksonville. If it was in Arrowhead, I would be like leaning hard on the Chiefs, but the fact that it's in Jacksonville, it is a Monday night game, so the temperature is not going to be that bad. But if it was like a mid-afternoon game, man, Jacksonville would have such a big advantage over the Chiefs there. It's like going from a cold weather state to a hot weather state. But yeah, just because it's a Monday night game, I'd say Chiefs over Jags.
And Mahomes does really well in prime time. He usually plays his best game in prime time, either Monday night or Sunday night. But George?
Yeah, we're going to take the Chiefs. I think it's going to be more of a defensive battle than people think it's going to be. But Jacksonville doesn't know how to use their weapons properly. We talked about that earlier from the recap of last week. So give me Chiefs with just the money line, but I don't think it will be as high scoring. I think Chiefs come back down to earth without all their weapons after the Baltimore game.
Ryan?
Maybe I was just feeling confident when I made this pick earlier. I got the Jags winning.
That was the other pick that I was like, what is Ryan smoking?
I think it's either going to be a close Jags win or a blowout Chiefs win.
Interesting.
I agree with that.
Jags win doesn't sit right with me, but that's okay. I get it, Ryan. All right, let's give our picks and then we will get out of here. Good first episode, boys. I will give my picks for the NFL. As stated, I have Rams, Cowboys, Colts, Eagles, Cardinals, Lions, Bills, Vikings, Giants, Dolphins, Texans, Bucks, Chiefs. George?
Yeah, I got Rams, Cowgirls, Colts, Eagles, Cards, Lions, Bills, Browns, Giants, Panthers, Ravens, Buccaneers, Chargers, Kansas City.
I would like to add with the Ravens game. That's the one that is like the most curious to me because Lamar's not playing. And then you picked opposite. I think you picked Chargers over Commanders, but I also like to play the factor of guys, Jaden Daniels is playing. I don't know if a lot of people know that. He's playing.
Oh, he is playing?
He's playing.
True.
Change mine to Commanders, please. I want that change on my card.
I'll take the L if the Chargers lose. I pick the Chargers on mine. I'll take that. I'll keep mine there.
Khalil Mack's back. He's going to be sacking.
Jane Daniels is a fucking baller. Ryan.
I got Rams, Cowboys, Colts, Eagles, Cardinals, Lions, Bills, Vikings, Saints, Dolphins, Texans, Seahawks, Chargers, and Jags.
Wow.
Hey, Saints are the favorites in that game. I'm just saying.
They are, which is interesting.
Yeah, I was very confused with that too, but I was like, you know
Is
what?
it
I'll go with.
Is it a 1.5 point spread or is it 2?
I'd have to pull it up. I don't know what the spread was.
I would almost. I almost.
It's 1.5. Yeah.
I would almost want to take Saints, but I don't know. Where's it at?
New Orleans.
It's in New Orleans. It's a 12 o'clock New Orleans game, so it's like prime New Orleans time.
Yeah, it is. People will just be getting after it after their second or fourth drink in New Orleans. You know how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Hereth.
So
I got
it. So I got Rams, Vikings, Giants, Eagles, Texans over Ravens. I actually think that's a little bit controversial with like Lamar being out. I think Colts. This is my upset, which is the surprising one. I got Jets over Cowboys. I got Dolphins, Bucks, Cardinals, Lions, Commanders, Bills, and Chiefs.
All right. That is going to be it for this episode of Gridiron Guys. I just want to thank everyone for coming on. We will be live next Tuesday to talk about our picks. Ryan, where can the good people follow you on social media?
They can find me at RyanPW_ on both Twitter and TikTok.
Hereth?
You can find me at Hereth Productions on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. And of course, you could find me and Luke at the Pod Ones podcast every Thursday to talk about anything Star Wars. We're starting up our Mandalorian rewatch soon. That's going to take us all the way into May. So start tuning in then. We're starting our kind of road to the Mandalorian and Grogu.
George?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at GreekFreak95.
There you go, the Instagram boy. You can follow me on all social medias, Jedi Master Eggs, the Pod Ones for Star Wars. If you're into that, go check that out. AKEG2123 on Twitter if you want to see my spicy sports takes. And you can follow us on Gridiron Guys at all social medias. But we will be keeping a tab on who has the best record. So we will keep that in mind.
I have a prediction. I think Ryan's going to be the best at college. NFL, I think it's just up in the air. I think it's just anyone's taken.
Ryan best at college. That is interesting.
It's that Mississippi State game. It's that Mississippi State Vanderbilt game that's going to give
honestly, if that Mississippi State game, if that flips, I hope the group chat is just going wild.
If I get those two games right, I don't care what else I get wrong. It's just those two. That's my claim to fame. You won't hear the end of it.
It's going to be an interesting weekend, fellas. I'm going to be talking a lot of shit.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun time. But either follow us, fade us, do whatever. Let's have a good weekend. But guys, thank you so much for being here. We will see you next week.